Hi everyone, welcome back to Tarot Tuesday. It's Tuesday, July 22nd, and it's 4:44 p.m. And my bedroom door is closing on its own right now. Love that, love that, love that. Okay, so first of all, last week was very crunchy, okay? As I'm sure some of you know, might have been triggered a little bit, especially if you haven't checked in on your triggers lately. Might have been a bit triggering. That's okay. Also, it might have brought up some stuff that we have not thought about or didn't think we needed to think about. And so this week, with this Leo new moon and moving into Leo season, tomorrow we're moving into Leo season. Thursday, we're moving into the new moon. Fun. Okay, so what this is bringing us is it's really urging us to focus on those things that came up and looking at them like, how can those things that came up actually help me manifest the next 7 months? Okay, so how can they help me bring to fruition or help grow what I'm really desiring? Are they like part of the foundation that I need to build what's coming next? And this is about not having quick results, as much as we love having quick results, but this new moon is forcing us to like really look at the bigger picture, and it is personal. It's very personal. It might not be about like making money. I also heard someone today say this is about planting a farm, not just planting a small amount of seeds. It's about planting a farm. So take with that what you will. Let's read this. Let's do this channeled reading for the week ahead. And I hope you add some magic to your week this week, okay? So, with that said, let me reshuffle. Okay. Last week felt like being in a storm, like clouds. It's raining, you're walking in the pouring rain. That's what last week felt like, I think, for a lot of us. But this week we got Leo coming in. We got the sun shining. Okay, this is not to say that we only focus on the light, because this is about taking the shadows and the darkness that came in last week and transmuting them into something that can help us manifest our future, right? Like looking ahead. Okay, so last week we had, like I said, you know what we had. So we have the reverse Ace of Cups and we have Temperance. Okay, these two together are really interesting because like it's like Temperance is pouring into this cup, but it's upside down. So with the Ace of Cups reversed, this is last week, this is this week, okay? Last week we felt like our cup was empty. We were just pouring one out for our shadows, pouring one out for all of our triggers last week, okay? This week is about now pouring back into our cup for ourselves to move forward, okay? This is about receiving and it like really soaking in, okay? This is about finding the balance with the light and the dark, and how can you bring them together to manifest for your future? How can you bring them together to be like, this is what I want, I'm very direct about it, no questions asked? How can you bring those two together to really focus on what your next 7 months looks like and what that 7th month looks like? What does it look like? What's it bringing for you? What do you desire in that 7th month? Okay. as we know, last week was a struggle. I really think that this reading is focusing on what was going through our heads last week and what's coming through this week. So we have the Five of Pentacles here with death. So last week was very much in this headspace of like, nothing good is happening. I'm stuck in this spiral. I can't get out. I'm going to lose everything I desire, and like going into this negative spiral in our heads of like maybe not all of it being true also. But this week is about the death of those thoughts. This week is about the death of the things that are making you think that way, because you're moving into this lighter aspect of like, how can I transmute those things into my greatest desires? And when you make that action or take that action of like jumping into like the manifestation of it, the like darker parts on like they'll dissolve, because you don't leave space for them anymore. Like you don't feed them anymore, so then it's like they have nothing to stand on, so they like fall away. I'm really into the hands today. Cute. Okay. We have the Six of Cups and we have the Emperor. I don't know about anyone else, but last week felt very ragey, like masculine rage. I myself kept, and I don't know if anyone else here believes this, I'm sure you do. If you're here, you probably do. The left side being like the feminine, the right side being like the masculine. Also, I need to remind you that feminine and masculine do not mean male and female, man or woman. It's an energetic aspect. It is not, it is non-binary. Okay, let's remember that. I digress. Last week I just kept stubbing my toe on my right foot. I kept stepping on things with my right foot, and it was painful. And it was because I kept just leaning into the frustration and the anger and kept focusing on it, and I kept feeding it. So we have like the reverse Emperor of like not letting it tell us like, hello, like, can you just like release this and like actually look at what it's trying to give you? And then this week we are moving out of like being attached to that cord of that anger and that frustration, and like moving into this more playful, like even like making, like cracking jokes about it. That's what I'm getting, is like cracking jokes about the fact that you were like, you wanted to yell at your dog's bone on the floor that you stepped on 5 times. This inanimate object, right? So this is, yeah, okay. We're moving out of, again, like fighting with our own self, fighting with our shadows, fighting with our triggers. We're moving away from this, and we're taking that as a lesson. Like we are no longer ignoring what was coming up, but we're taking it and we're like, okay, how can I transmute this into something greater? I hear it, I see it, I understand it. Now how can I like turn this into something good? Like how can I turn this into something that's like, that was my bedroom door shutting on its own. The energy doesn't lie. I don't know what to tell you. As I did that, the Queen of Wands was pulled. And this is about taking these triggers and these shadows and this darkness and like turning it into your greatest power for the next 7 months. How can you take those things that you've just maybe learned also about yourself and turn them into your greatest power, your greatest gifts? Like, how can they push you forward? What's beneath them that can carry you forward? Okay. Okay. so I'm not one to ever be like, you need to focus on the good, because you need to focus on the dark and the light, right? We talk about this a lot. We have the Knight of Wands reversed and we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. It is very easy, of course, we are human beings, to get stuck in the spiral of the negative. It is very easy for it to pull you back in. But I want you to remember that on the other side of the fog, on the other side of the mountains, on the other side of the river, there is greatness. There is love. There is success. There is the things that you desire. It's going to take you 7 months to cross that mountain, that river, the fog, but it's not going to stay as dense the entire time. It doesn't stay like, it's not like you're trudging through at 100% at all times. It gets easier as you move. There will be trials and tribulations, but there is something beautiful on the other side that you are looking for. The thing you are looking for in the next 7 months is on the other side, just as long as you don't get stuck in the spiral. Just as long as you don't get stuck with the cords pulling you back. You have to be cognizant of cutting the cords. You have to let the cords fall away, because they will rule over you if you don't. Okay? So, lastly, I'm going to end here. The moon. Check in with your shadows and your triggers. What can they offer you that carries you into your greatest desires, your greatest gifts, your greatest power, your sovereignty? What can your shadows and your triggers offer you? And I know that's a big question, and I know it sounds crazy, but they have a lot to offer, as long as you pour a cup of tea and sit down and have a tea with them. This isn't about healing them. This is about understanding them. It's about hearing them. And this is a 7-month journey that you're about to embark on. You're about to walk through those gates and embark on this journey, go over those mountains, go through that river, through that fog. Crazy. And it's going to be difficult, but worth it. Okay. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Love you so much.